Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are reacting to Fletcher's new album, In Search of the Antidote. I have been following Fletcher for many years now. I really loved her project Sex Tapes that came out during the pandemic, but for some reason or another, I do not have any recollection of listening to her previous album, Girl of My Dreams, so I might have to dive back into it because I'm pretty sure that I at least listened to it once, but I don't know what happened. My brain completely forgot about it. Anyway, all this to say that I've been following Fletcher and I'm very happy that she released a project that we can react to together today. It's a relatively short album, 11 tracks, 31 minutes. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
It's hard to see the road in front of all these tears. You say that I'm a narcissist.
Wow, okay, she's being called out.
You say I'm ruining my life. Maybe I am.
Okay.
All I
Whoa.
I'm permanently numb. You
It's taking away some elements from rock music, staying within the realm of pop, but that electric guitar effect of just that buzzing is really reminiscing of rock music, especially in the early 2000s. Rock pop, maybe I should say. But yikes, what an intro.
on purpose just because I can. Maybe I am.
But why? But why?
Maybe I am.
What's going on? I think we're gonna figure that out in the album.
Maybe I'm second. Maybe I am.
It's a perfect introduction, or at least first step in the album, considering the fact she's in the search of the antidote. From a storytelling perspective, she's identifying a problem, or at least the symptoms of a problem, and she's going to want to find the solution for that problem. So that's kind of cool to when you put it in perspective like that. I mean, it's exactly what I expect from Fletcher. Good pop music, guitar pop especially.
Drove you so far away. It's like I went and dropped you off at her house. You remember when I told you in September that you wouldn't recognize me?
Oh.
Probably spent a couple hundred on some bougie fucking Ivies.
Oh.
On a pussy diet, I always thought that I'd be happier if I could buy it.
Damn.
That's why does better feel worse? Oh.
Ooh. Why does better feel worse? Ouch. Damn.
She never thanked me for making her go viral. She'll never see me take the high road.
Oh wow. I'll buy a new whip, but you'll never see me take the high road. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, interesting approach.
You're only checking on how I turned out.
That mutual obsession between exes, it's a clear sign that it was toxic if you're like that into checking out if the other person's doing better after the relationship and not being able to close that door and move on completely. Ooh, that must have been quite the intense relationship.
To the glow up, I was learning how to grow up. Had a wet dream, then I woke up. I was on a stage with my legs.
Wow.
Smiling on the outside, crying on the inside.
Ooh. Oh.
Crying on the outside, dying on the inside. You would never know. I'm posing with my good side.
Ooh. Is that gonna be the entirety of the album like that? Cause ouch. I mean, this reminds me of, if I'm not mistaken, it was Billboard's Women in Music when Ariana Grande in 2019, I want to say, won the prize for the Female Artist of the Year. And she was saying it's so funny how her career and her success might be at an all-time high, but personally, she's going through an all-time low.
I find it interesting that this has been one of like the best years of my career and like the worst of my life.
And this is kind of the feeling that's captured within the song. It's like, imagine having everything you ever dreamed of, the career of success and balance in your life, but you still feel like shit because of something, kind of a rotten apple that just never got away and that you're still obsessing with. And then on top of that, the production is really cool. This lyricism fits exactly the sound of the song, or vice versa. The sound of the song fits the lyricism to a T. to a T. So yikes, but also nice.
And it's only half of a lie when I say you'll find someone better.
Ooh.
Kiss every girl, let them all stay the night. If you're moving on, I'll still lie to myself.
Oh. Oh wow.
You'll never fuck somebody harder.
Whoa.
Over your stay broken hearted. But that's just my ego talking.
Damn.
Go do it all, have the time of your life. If you fall for someone else, you're just killing time.
Ooh.
It's just another seed filler.
Yee.
That's just my go talking, screaming.
Whoa.
That's just my ego. You're still under.
Aww.
And you'll never love anybody else, right?
Ooh. Ego's a real funny thing, right? It is so funny how mentally you can be so mature, so like appropriate and so logical, but then your freaking ego steps in the way and kind of ruins it all. Yeah, yikes, ouch. Once again, same feelings from the tracks before. I really have a feeling that this is going to be the overall theme of the album. It's kind of funny. No, it's not funny. What am I saying? I really like the production on this one, especially the O's in the chorus. And the fact that the chorus, like the first lines of the chorus, or at least what it seemed to be, kind of changed in between the two different choruses that showed up in the song. It's not often that you see that, but I like the production of the choruses, that high intensity, like really dramatic. I don't know, it was kind of sustained because I was expecting it to like jump into a different note, like but instead it was like There was something really cool about that song and how it was made.
But your heart is constantly running, just never toward me. Lead me on, 'cause something is better than nothing at all.
Ooh.
Something is better than nothing at all.
Oh wow.
It's hard to stay sound asleep. So why don't you just leave?
Woo!
Nothing at all.
It's kind of giving me 2004 rom-com rock pop music, Avril Lavigne. But why are you living for the crumbs? You should be finding something that's complete, a full meal. Yeah. Ooh, that breakdown of the drums. Ooh. I mean, I loved it. I really loved it. It's funny, like, it's not exactly what would be typically considered up my alley in terms of like song or musically speaking, but I like it. I like the production. I like the storytelling of it. The only thing that I thought of was, and it's kind of a weird like comment, like I have never said something like that before, but I feel like this should have been called Nothing at All instead of Lead Me On. Like I understand why it's called that way, but there's something about that sung part of Nothing at All that's just like so strong, and by itself is kind of like triggering questions like mentally. If I were to read that title, I mean, that's the only thing I would say that I thought of that I would do differently, but other than that, I liked it. And once again, really remind me of the teen rom-coms from the early 2000s. There's some energy to it of the rock pop music. I feel like it's kind of the entirety of the album as well, but specifically this one, this upbeat, like very, very high tempo.
No, do I regret it now that we don't talk? Yeah.
Ooh.
Should I have gotten involved? No. Now you found someone else to hold you in all the ways I couldn't.
Ooh.
Two things can be true. He can love you, baby, and baby, I can too. You can have his body and still think of mine too. And still miss me, and me too. Things can be true.
Whoa.
Did I expect this outcome?
Whoa, okay, there's something about the UK garage beat, this kind of more of a somber, darker feel to it. Also the writing, this idea of two things can be true, which is not very common that I've seen that in songwriting. Ooh, this one might be ranking really, really high, if not my number one. That one.
Poverty makes you happier. You always wanted happier. He can love you, baby, and baby, I can too.
Oh, that I can too, and then two things that they can be true. Ooh.
You can still call me up at night. You can still be the love you like.
And that tension.
I don't wanna be him. I don't wanna be in your bed, but I still wanna be close to you. Still wanna lay in your head. Yeah, I still wanna be known to you, baby.
Whoa. I don't want to be him. I still want to lay in your head. That reference to want to be in your bed, lay, that word play on words. Damn.
Everything you said, did you mean it? 'Cause I do.
Ouch. I think that's, yeah, the overall theme of the album. Ouch. That must have been a painful relationship. Either that or she feels very deeply all of her feelings, and she's able to convey it in such a great way in her music, that's for sure. To me, so far, this is the best production. Obviously, I think it's a little more up my alley than guitar pop music. I'm more of a synth person, but it's especially the tension in the choruses that really get me. Ooh. Eras of Us. The only thing that I do know about the song is apparently it's about a story that did happen literally at the Eras tour. They kind of, I think her and her ex crossed paths at the concert. Something like that. I heard of a snippet of an interview somewhere. So that's the only thing that I know about the song or that I knew about the album altogether.
You said, baby, this is gonna be some movie shit we'll never forget. I'll rerun those 16 seasons for the ride.
Oh, 16 seasons, which means 4 years. That's a smart way to name them. A bit like seasons of a TV show. Obviously there's 4 seasons per year, so 16 divided by 4 is 4 years, probably the length of the relationship. Interesting.
Still in the air right from my lungs. Girl of my dreams.
Ooh, that's a reference to her previous album.
The eras of us on New York City. I told every one of my friends you won't get a lyric again, but goddamn here I fucking every feeling cut it straight to my gut.
Ooh.
I'm just an adrenaline slug.
I mean, fair enough. She took notes from Miss Swift. That bridge, and we know who's the master of bridges, who's the carpenter and the engineer and the builder of the master bridges. It is Taylor Swift, and this one was well constructed. I like the structure.
Girl of my dreams, I fucked it up.
Oh.
How are you doing?
Oh, and oh.
Never thought I'd see you again.
Ooh. And that kind of soft ending, like after the chorus, which was softer than the other ones before, and it just kind of died down in terms of energy. Okay. I mean, I get it why this was a single. I like the writing of it. I like the visual of it. There's a lot of stories about exes getting back together to like make up, possibly make out, and even more than that, but not often like these stories of just like coming across an ex in that situation of, I mean, I've had, yeah, I no, that's not true. I've heard stories about like the strangers aspect, but not like the acknowledging of like, hey, how have you been? Well, I mean, I don't know. I have so many thoughts in my brain at the same time, but I liked it. I really liked it. I liked the writing of it. That was a good song.
I know my mom, she'd make,
Oh.
she'd be obsessed with you quick, like on night one.
Ooh.
That's why I keep her at a bird's eye view, so she doesn't get attached.
Oh.
He'd say he's tempted to grill you. If you hurt me, he'd kill you. So he doesn't get attached to you.
Huh.
So in the end, you didn't get a chance to choose
Oh, wow.
you.
Okay. Okay, this is so real.
It's fast to you. I'd rather walk on glass and give someone the opportunity to hurt me.
Eee.
I would told you good thing, 'cause I'm so fucking afraid it could be perfect. I know myself.
This is such a real feeling of obviously scared of attachment, which probably is a direct consequence of not being entirely over her ex, and definitely of not wanting to introduce somebody new in her life to other people like family and friends, because there's such a risk of like presenting them and kind of building hopes and having people all like very enthusiastic about the situation, and then just like knowing that you're the one who's going to call it quits and disappointing everybody else because they started appreciating that person, and you kind of feel that burden. Yeah, it's kind of like some form of managing expectations meets wanting to avoid the deceptions. And I really like the production too. It's kind of it's getting closer to rock pop, like the Bleachers, and it's getting closer to something that I like, that I'm more naturally inclined to listen to, and it's a fierce competitor with the other track that I liked a lot. So I'm curious to see where that's gonna land in the ranking.
Bleeding. First time we cut was the deepest. Miss all the lies and the secrets. Call it quits, pull the tourniquet. Curse me under the weight of your body. You know
Oh.
above me. I wanna cry.
Oh.
Won't you crush me?
That is not where I thought we were going with the word crush at all.
Push me around, put your tongue in my mouth. Take me back to the ground, baby. I ain't no virgin.
Well, good for you.
When you crush me under the weight of your body, wondering why.
Ooh.
Thought of me once forever. You're hardwired in my brain. Crush me.
Oh, that was a nice low note. See, I wasn't sure for a second, like if it was referring to the person from the previous song, that new person, or the ex. I by the end, I was like, okay, we're talking about the ex, but I really had a hesitation for a second because of like calling it quits. It might have been with a new person right after, like it would have made total sense. But definitely that feeling of letting go and having a hard time letting go and feeling crushed has to stem from the previous relationship and just having a hard time letting go, even though you started dating other people in the meantime. That one was really short, like 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes and a half. I see it almost as an interlude type of situation because of the way that it was built and how quick it was, but at the same time, it did feel complete like a song. So obviously it's not an interlude. It's good. I don't think it's among my favorites, but I really liked it too, this one. Her writing is really great. Like I like it, and it's the melodies are catchy, and there's something in the writing that just speaks to me really well, I guess.
We're talking small, like how you been, like how's your mom? Crack a joke about kissing me.
Ooh, that was like 4 or 5 different emotions in like the span of 2 seconds, because it's kind of that, why are you going back to your ex again? You gotta learn how to move on. I know it's hard, but you gotta learn how to let go. Always going back to things that are just not healthy for you. So all this to say that I'm like, come on. But also I'm here for the music, so.
Laugh it off, as if that shit wouldn't wreck me.
Exactly, and that's why it's not.
What you waited for, like I'm not in your ending.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll both keep on pretending you're everything. Turn back around, as if that's the text I'm sending.
Oh.
I'm not in your ending.
Oh. I like the vocal effects on that.
I'm not in your ending.
Ooh, those harmonies were nice. Oh, are we gonna get... Oh, never mind. I was hoping we'd get a big note, and then it kind of dropped. She really gotta learn how to let go. That's my only critique. Like, girl, get your shit together, move on. Like, it's time. It's really time. I'm not typically a big fan of the lines that are more like la 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 or ah. But in this case, the production was really interesting when it came to those lines. So it didn't bother me as much. It kind of is really close to topics and themes of Eras of Us, which is like catching up on the, I mean, it's not exactly 100% the same thing, obviously, but it's different because clearly in this situation, they're meeting up physically and they're kind of making these jokes and catching up. Yeah, I think there's just starting to be a little bit of repetition in the ideas, just a little tiny bit. I'm curious how this album is going to end. I think that's my main thing here. I'm just like, I'm following the storyline and we're kind of hitting the point of like, okay, I'm ready for something different.
We're standing in the kitchen, we just fuck for like 6 hours.
Come on.
Watching you bite down on a peach. I was licking a spoonful of peanut butter. How the fuck did these things go so damn good together?
Wait, is this somebody new maybe?
Now I'm just forgetting all my exes.
Okay, thankfully.
Still the keys to my heart. Take it out for a joyride.
Finally. Okay, good for you. Getting something new. It was time.
Somebody with a mind as perverted as mine. You
Uh-huh.
love me forever like a husband. Fuck me now like a boyfriend, right?
Woo! It is one of the things that I really like about this album. There are little moments in the lyrics like that that just like punch you in the gut, or that kind of shocked you a little bit, just to add a little bit of spice. And it's like, it's great. It's these little moments of like playing with words or just like having a hyper visual moment that just kind of keep up the excitement about the tracks in the album as we go through it. Once again, the writing, the lyrics are really great for that. They just like keep adding a little bit of something every so often just to spark your interest and keep you going through the album and interested in like following the stories.
I think she's out of my league, and I'm out of my mind. Take it out for a joyride.
Nice. Thankfully, we're hearing about somebody else and her being able to forget about her exes. That's great. Second of all, I really like the production on this one too. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the entirety of the album. I know there's only one track left and I'm already like putting together my thoughts overall about the album. I like it. It's nostalgic, it's deep in the feelings, obviously super consistent throughout the tracks. We're really in this very specific realm of music. We haven't left that sonic environment. Like we're really staying consistent. I mean, I wouldn't have minded maybe a little few surprises here and there, but it's better consistency than not at all, and having a kind of a mix of plenty of things that don't really sound coherent. It's a feel-good song about these moments that you don't expect. I've had a few of mine of just having like dates, moments in your life that you didn't think it would turn out to be these great moments. You just had low expectations and just great results, and it came as a surprise, but it was a good surprise. So I like this. I really do. And the antidote. Will we find out what the antidote is? Oh, that sounds a little country-ish.
Let everybody know. Let everybody know.
Ooh.
If I lose my mind.
Okay.
You're my dopamine state. You're my sanity dose. You're the medication I wanna take you on my antidote.
There's a really interesting vocal effect on her vocal takes.
You're free like an open road. Let everybody talk. They all got their souls as toys.
So from what I can gather, I'm assuming the antidote is that new person. So after going through this whole journey of pain and uncomfortable feelings, the antidote was simply finding that new person, which I can't say is the healthiest approach. At least I don't recommend putting that burden on somebody else. But okay, at least we're moving on.
I get high, I get high, I get low, I get low. You are my antidote.
Oh, whoa. Whoa. So here's my thoughts, right? I feel like she's not finding an antidote per se, but replacing one drug with another. I think I couldn't connect to the song because I'm just not that type of person. Like when I move on, it's like I just put a wall, close that chapter, and fully move on and kind of take care of myself in between. And I try to be as like self-reliant as possible when I do move on, instead of like relying on others. So for that reason, I cannot relate. Otherwise, there were really interesting things to the production, especially it was nice to have that guitar solo. I don't think it's my favorite track though, because we've really heard strong contenders earlier on in the album, and it's kind of the furthest away from what I typically go for sonically, I think. I like how it ties everything in together. Like we really had a journey, and this is the conclusion to the whole. I mean, it does remind me to a certain extent like rom-coms and like the happy ending of typical rom-coms. I would have been interested in, and I mean, she might have not done that, so obviously if she didn't do it, she doesn't have anything to sing about, but kind of more of a healing process of like taking care of herself, or maybe talking about more the healing of bad habits and the relearning in between relationships and situationships, if we can put it that way. And it's good. It's not bad. It's good. So this was my reaction to In Search of the Antidote by Fletcher. Overall, it was a great album. Honestly, I really enjoyed it, and like I said, there's great lyricism in it. I like the production of it. It felt longer than 31 minutes. It felt like a full album, which is a good thing. I might have taken a little more diversity in the sound, but it definitely was coherent, and that's probably the most important thing, because I prefer coherence over some sort of like thrown together pile of different sounds. And also, I mean, vocals were there. We've heard some great high notes, some great low notes. The album followed some sort of storyline, which I always appreciate in a project like this, and it's really on brand for Fletcher, absolutely, but it's also exactly what I expected from Fletcher, so I'm really satisfied because it met my it might have exceeded them a little bit too, but I knew what I was getting into when I was heading into this album. I'm fully satisfied, and I think that was a great project, and it deserves its spot in the pop realm of music today. I think that a lot of people are going to enjoy it, and I can't wait to see the upcoming projects of hers in the future. And I need to go back to her previous album, because I don't know why, but I just don't remember listening to it. I know I did, I just don't remember any of it. So I'm probably do that shortly after this video. As per usual, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, give a thumbs up to this video. Let me know if there's anything that I missed out on in the comments, because I do read them, I swear, and I respond to them, and I really enjoy reading them. So don't hesitate to leave me comments. I really take the time to go through them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. The teenage rom-coms from the it really reminded me of the early rom-coms. It really reminded me of the teen rom. Otherwise, no comment. Well, not no comment, because I just gave a bunch of comments. I think that's one thing that I really like about these albums, as if it's plural, about which I can't say it's the healthiest. Wow, that was a lisp.